All right, welcome, kings and queens. Today we are talking Shanquella Robinson. The last update I gave was post verdict or post announcement coming from the Charlotte FBI when they decided that they would not be prosecuting the Shanquella Robinson case after what they found to be discrepancies regarding the cause of death. Therefore, they labeled her cause of death as undetermined. Now, keep in mind, this case was not prioritized from the get-go, right? We're talking, 6-7 months later, they took a look at this case, and only then, by then we're 6-7 months post-mortem. Of course, there's going to be some discrepancies, with the body, but after that, I guess they brought in witnesses whom we would assume, I'm going to assume, would probably be Cabo 6. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe did they bring in some of the Mexican people from the resort and interview them? The problem is they determined the cause of death is undetermined, but they did not, nor have they released any information of what they found to the family. So if you are so sure about your decision, why not share it with the family? Do y'all find that odd that there is two commonalities in this case? The Mexican authorities are not willing to share any paperwork, anything with the family. When we talk about the interview that I was able to do with Sue Ann Robinson, remember she shared that the Mexican consulate, who had been assigned to Shanquella's family, told her mom, if you want to know what happened, go ask her travel mates. And now we have the Charlotte FBI division that are repeating the same steps by not sharing any information regarding this case with the family. To me, that's two red flags. That's very suspect. So that's the first thing. The second thing is on May 19th, the family will be traveling to Washington, D.C. to rally for justice for Shanquella. Okay. Why May 19th? This will mark the 200th day since Shanquella's passing. So I just wanted to hop on and share that with you really quickly. But most importantly, something came across my desk that's very, very interesting. Shanquella's father did a recent interview, and y'all, I was floored. I was completely floored and taken aback. And I was like, wait a minute, there has to be something more to this. It appears as if the family may be at odds based on what Bernard, who is Shanquella's father, what he shared in that interview. And it was so telling. I am going to play it for you, and I want you to give me your thoughts. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Now at 5, Shanquella Robinson's father says he is confident there will be an arrest in his daughter's death. He told us that this afternoon. And this announcement comes after federal prosecutors declined to pursue charges. You remember Robinson died after going on vacation to Mexico with friends in October.
Justice will be served. Justice will be served. It's going to be served. It's going to be served.
And so what does that justice look like?
It's just going to look like they're going to get what they deserve to get to them.
Mr. Bernard is talking about street justice. I don't know that to be true. I have to say allegedly, but I think Mr. Bernard is saying there's no choice. Either you gonna get justice for us or we're gonna get it for ourselves. What do y'all think? Let's play the rest.
You just don't take a life. They brutally beat her. She didn't agree to fight whatsoever. She did not agree. That's not her. You know, she did not agree to fight. I can come up. I talked to her that Wednesday before she transitioned over. I get a phone call from my mother saying that she transitioned over in Mexico. Then I get a phone call. The only thing I know, she talked to Khalil Cook, supposed to be her best friend, 2 times on the phone. I ain't know nothing about that. You know, I just felt as a father that the way I love her, the way I raised her, that I should have had an opportunity to give her that father advice.
Upon being notified of Shanquella's death by her mother, once her mother began to talk to the friends, he was not made aware of any of the information. He was not made aware of any details that were being disclosed, which leads me to assume there is something going on between the mother and the father, and that perhaps this family was at odds prior to Shanquella leaving to go to Mexico. He said his last time talking to her was Wednesday. Let's hear the rest.
My opinion about going over there, in which I did, and I know for a fact, from the bottom of my heart, we all might not even be standing out here if I had that opportunity to speak to her, even though she's 25 years old. She grown, but still at the same time, I'm her protector until she get a husband. When she get a husband, then he become a protector. But as this father standing right here, I feel like I should have been her protector, and I was denied that.
Point blank period. He was denied the opportunity to protect Shanquella, almost as if he's saying the trip and the details of the trip were intentionally withheld from him. And he feels like had he been brought in, or had he had all of the information up front, that his daughter would still be here. Let me ask y'all something. This man is saying a lot, and he's very intentional in what he's saying. What do y'all think the issue is regarding him and the other half of the family? I'm trying my best to read between the lines, and I know there's some discord because he's taking a pretty strong stance. But what are your thoughts?
What would you have said?
I would have asked her who she going with. How well do you know these folks? Then I would have came back and said, well, who their parents are. Well, before you go, let me meet these parents. Let me meet these folks. You know, I always been like that ever since she began having a lot of friends. You know, as a father, you know, not trying to be in her business. It's just the point of making sure she okay and the folks that are around her, who she keeping company with. Because everybody can say you your friend, but they're really not. It all depends on what you got and how you carry yourself. She carried herself very well, because that's how I talk, you know. The respect, morals. No, I never met her. Didn't know nothing about her. You know, only thing I know, her mother said they went to school with her, and she's gonna tell me, told me, well, you don't know them. So I said, do you know them? She said, I know of them, but I'm seeing in the interview, you told your lawyer, Sue Robinson, that you just know one of them. That was Khalil Cook.
Sounds like the father is insinuating that there's some discrepancy between what the mother has told him and what he's heard her say publicly. Wow. What are y'all's thoughts? This is a lot. Wow. And this could be a part of the grieving process. Unfortunately, I've never been in a situation to really call it or to have personal experience, but it seems like he feels as if, or what he's hinting at, is due diligence was not put in place by the family outside of him to even say, okay, who you going with? or anything like that, and then the information that he feels like he received was completely different than what the public received. Y'all, what are your thoughts? Is he just grieving? Is he a frustrated father? Or is he letting us know that there may be a little bit more to this?
So God is still moving. My faith is so strong in the mustard seed that he will prevail, you know.
Well, it sounds like Mr. Bernard is very determined and very sure that justice, number one, will be served, and number two, that he has the patience and the faith of a mustard seed. I feel like Mr. Bernard is a very intentional man, and I am picking up what he's putting down. What are your thoughts? Thank you for tuning in.